name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a whole nother collection of sewing patterns that are perfect for beginners. This is actually going to be part 2 of this video series I'm creating. I'll be sure to leave part 1 linked below if you want even more sewing patterns that are perfect for beginners. In this video though, I thought I would share patterns that are better suited to confident beginners. So if you've been sewing for a little while now and you're ready to take it to the next level, then I think these sewing patterns are just going to be perfect and very inspiring for you. A lot of the patterns I'll be mentioning in this video as well also come with video tutorials. That way if you want to check out the pattern, see it in action and have a look and see if you're up for the challenge before purchasing the pattern, you'll be able to do that, and I'll be sure to leave a link to all the available tutorials down below as well as the sewing patterns. And so yeah, without further ado, let me show you 10 sewing patterns that are perfect for confident / adventurous beginners. We may as well start with the dress I'm wearing today, and that is this beautiful cord pinafore. This is one of my favorite all-time makes, and I actually made it by pattern hacking my pansy sewing pattern, which is one of the patterns I shared in the first part of this video series. I've shared a step-by-step tutorial how to go about pattern hacking the pansy pattern to create this pinafore style dress. And what I like about this dress is that it has a very relaxed fit and is very free size, so it just slips on over your head, and then you can cinch it in at the waist by tying up these ties into a little bow at the side, which I just think is such a cute detail to this dress and just makes the overall making process of this dress really relaxed as well, because the fit is so relaxed. You don't have to worry about getting the sizing perfect if you're a beginner. And it also has a fully lined bodice, so that's a really great skill to practice if you're a beginner. And it really does make a garment look really professional, and you'll be amazed at your skills, even though it is honestly very easy to do. The next pattern I have to share is the Rosamund blouse pattern by Madswick Studio. This is a really simple button-up blouse that has quite a square neckline, which I really love. I haven't actually made this pattern before, but it says it's for a confident beginner, so I thought it'd be perfect to include in this video. What I love about this pattern as well is it has just a plain button-up blouse, but then it also has a collared version, which is absolutely stunning. It's a very statement collar, and I just think it makes for the most beautiful blouse pattern. It also looks as though this blouse has some cuffed sleeves, which again is a really great skill to practice if you're a beginner, and again does make the overall finished garment looks so professional. And then obviously because it has buttons, you'll be able to practice your button making skills. I have a whole beginner friendly tutorial on how to go about sewing buttons and buttonholes, and I'll leave that linked below if you're interested. It is so much easier than you think. The next pattern I have to share is one that I've actually got on my to make list, and I'm hoping to get to it very soon. So by the time you're watching this, I'm sure I've made it by now, but it's the Juniper dress pattern by Tiana Herring. This dress is so different to any other dress pattern I've seen out there at the moment. I love that it has a fully zipped up front and collar, but it also has an elasticated waist at the back, which means it looks like it's going to be super comfortable to wear. I wanted to include a pattern that has a zip because I think again it's important to practice those skills, and this dress, even though it does have a zip, still looks like the rest of the construction would be quite easy to do. And I had a look at the pattern description, and Tiana does say that it is for an adventurous beginner, so perfect if you're just wanting to take your sewing to the next level. Here's a version of the Juniper dress worn by Kate Snide Sews, which I think just shows off all the details really well in that plain fabric. I'm personally really excited to make this pattern, and I just feel like the simple design with all of those different features is just going to make a really satisfying make and a perfect pattern to try if you're an adventurous beginner, because again you'll be practicing so many different skills. I just wanted to take a quick break to let you know that I have a complete Sewing for Beginners series up on my YouTube channel. It is free to watch, and it goes through all the basics on how to sew, starting with all the sewing tools you'll need and going all the way through all the different skills to be able to make a complete garment for yourself. I'm really proud of this series. It took a lot of time and effort to put together, and so I just wanted to highlight it in this video if you didn't know about it already, and I'll have the entire playlist linked below if you want to go and check it out. In the series I also shared a free sewing pattern that you can use. It's my Rosery Apparel shorts pattern. It is the perfect sewing pattern for complete beginners. I've mentioned it in the first part of this series, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention it again, and yeah, I'm so happy it's helped so many people start their sewing journey. Next up I have one of my own sewing patterns, the Hannah wrap skirt. This is a pattern I made back in 2021 1, I think. So it's one of my very first patterns that I ever created. And what I love about this pattern is that it has 3 different options. You can just go the standard wrap skirt, you can go the curved wrap skirt, or a ruffled wrap skirt. So depending on your skill levels or your confidence when it comes to sewing, you can start at the very simple design or have a go at the ruffled design. And because it's a wrap skirt, again, the fit is very relaxed because you literally just wrap it up and tighten it to your waist. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Also, this pattern doesn't take that much fabric either, so it's a really good one if you have a limited fabric stash and you don't want to use a whole heap of fabric for one garment. Yeah, you really don't need much fabric to make this skirt, which is just an added bonus as well. I have had lots of complete beginner sewers have a go at this pattern and get in touch saying that they had great success with it, which is really exciting and just so lovely to hear that feedback. So yeah, I totally recommend this one if you are a complete beginner or a confident beginner. Next up, I have another dress pattern that is very much on my to make list, and I'm very excited to hopefully make it soon, and that is the Willow dress by Cinnamon Daisy Studio. This dress is so cute. There are so many different features to this dress that I love. I love the little puffed sleeves with the little ruffle detail at the cuff. Again, this dress has tie-up bow details, which I of course love, and it has a princess style waistline. Again, similar to the other patterns I've already shared in this video, I feel like this dress would have a much more relaxed fit because of those tie details. You kind of cinch the dress in by tying those ties up, which just means, you know, the stress of trying to get the fit right is eliminated a little bit. It also obviously has some gathering in the waistline, which is a skill that is good to practice all the time as well, because so many garments and so many styles that are on trend at the moment have that gathered look. And the sleeves look like they've got just some elastic in the cuff, which gives that little bit of ruffled detailing, which looks super impressive, but is honestly so easy, and any beginner sewer would be able to accomplish it, I believe. Can't tell, I think there may be a zip in this, which again makes it better for more confident beginners. But yeah, please do not be afraid of sewing with zips. I totally recommend you just jump in to the deep end and give it a go. I have got a tutorial for sewing zips as well, which I'll leave linked below so you can kind of have a look and see if you're up for the challenge. But it truly is nothing to be afraid of. It's a lot easier than you would expect. The next pattern I have to share with you is one that I recently made for myself, and I'm obsessed with it. It's the Henrietta skirt by Spaghetti Western Patterns. This skirt is a simple gathered skirt, but what makes it just a little bit different is the fact that it has these side gathered pieces, which just gives this skirt the most beautiful silhouette. Like I said, I recently made this skirt for myself and I have been wearing it non-stop. I'm completely in love with it, and while I was making it, I knew I wanted to include it in the next part of this series because it was just so simple to make, a very quick make as well, which is always a bonus. It all up took me about 3 hours to make from start to finish, and I was filming the process as well. So yeah, I totally recommend you go and check out this pattern and give it a go for yourself. The next pattern I have to share with you is not actually a garment pattern, but it's a bag pattern instead, and it's the Wavelength pattern by Talia Threads. I recently purchased this pattern, and again, it's on my to make soon list because I'm completely in love with it. It's this gorgeous little handbag that has a wavy design feature throughout it, and the wavy design has been made using bias binding, which is something I shared about, I think, in the first part of this series. Learning to use bias binding is essential for sewing, and again, is so much easier than you would expect. I've also got a tutorial for how to make and sew with bias binding, so I'll also leave that linked below if you want to go and check it out. There are a few different strap length options, I believe, so you can wear it just over your shoulder or actually have a crossbody, which is great. But yeah, if you're just looking for a fun little sewing project to just get you used to working with bias binding and also with zips as well, then I think you should totally check out this pattern. Next up, I have another one of my Rosery Apparel sewing patterns, the Daisy dress. This is my fully button-up dress pattern. So yeah, this pattern doesn't have a zip or anything. The way it's done up is through a whole bunch of buttons. The reason I've decided to include this dress pattern in this video is the fact that there are so many buttons that by the time you finish this dress, you're going to definitely be a pro at making buttonholes and buttons. And again, I've had plenty of complete beginner sewers get in touch with me saying it was their first ever dress pattern and they've been able to make it, which yeah, just makes me so happy, and I think it therefore is a good pattern if you're a confident beginner. Apart from the buttons, this is a very straightforward make. It has got a gathered skirt, which is very easy to do, and you can make a fully lined option, or you can just use a facing to make the button and neck hole edge, which is a really straightforward and easy process. It's just such a fun and comfortable dress to wear as well. So yeah, I totally recommend it, even if I do say so myself. The next pattern I have to share is a great one if you're wanting to get into using and sewing with stretch fabric. It is the Rise and Fall pattern by Paper Cut Patterns. This is a turtleneck pattern that I have personally made multiple times in the past, and what I love about this pattern is it's so straightforward and easy to make. I honestly can whip up one of these turtlenecks in literally an hour or two. It's so quick to make, and if you're wanting to, like I said, get into working with stretch fabric, then I think this is the perfect pattern to start with. This pattern comes with two options. You can either make a fully rolled turtleneck or just a simple mock turtleneck like this one here. Here is one of their rolled necked versions that I made a few years back out of some ribbed stretchy fabric. I've also made quite a few of the more mocked neck ones, which I think I prefer personally. But yeah, if you like a rolled neck, you've got that option as well. And I love wearing turtlenecks underneath some of my more summery dresses during the colder months. So I think this is a great pattern to add to your collection and to help you be able to wear some of your other garments through the different seasons. And then the last dress I have to share with you is the Day Dress by Soften Studio. This dress looks like such a classic A-line shift style dress, which is so great for a complete beginner. Again, because the fit can be a little bit more relaxed. It's quite an open dress, but then it has this really lovely gathered tie-up detail at the front, which just makes this dress look so impressive. But yeah, overall I think this would be such an easy make, a really great one for a complete beginner, but still looks super impressive. And yeah, this is definitely another one of those patterns I want to add to my to make list ASAP. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that it's given you even more pattern ideas to try. Like I said at the start of the video, I'll be sure to link all of the patterns mentioned throughout this video down in the description below, and I'll also have all the sewing tutorials and video instructions, so if you want to have a look and see if you're up for the challenge of making any of these items, you can do that. I would love to know in the comments below which of these sewing patterns you're most excited to try, and yeah, if you enjoyed this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more sewing type videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.